Hey everyone!
Hi guys!
Welcome back.
Happy weekend.
Well, I don't want to foreshadow another Storm Lillian, or like whatever might be rainy, but right now it's sunny.
It's right. It is sunny. It was just pouring it down, so I feel like we can't be like, it's springtime. Like, it's been a storm.
Spring sprung, spring went back, spring said fooled ya, and now spring's here again when I put the jumper on and now I'm warm. But no doubt, we open that window once, the wind will blow so hard it will smash the whole thing. So, we just won't, do you know what I mean? But I'm Liz.
I'm Liliana.
Welcome back to Blonde Vibrations.
If you're not watching me and Eliza dressed like we're going to separate occasions,
I'm in. Actually, if I was a mum, this would be cool, mum, because yes, it's like a sweater with a white collared shirt. However, I got b-ball players. I don't know if it's in the frame, but I do have a b-ball player. They're playing b-ball basketball.
I was about to say by b-ball.
Sports star, swish.
For those who don't know our like
lingo.
Algorithm? No. What's the word?
Something, that's for sure.
Yeah, I don't know. Sorry, guys.
What are you wearing? You brought up the whole clothes thing.
I'm wearing a One Direction tour t-shirt from... When is it from?
2014. I could have told you that, actually. I don't know why I looked.
Yeah,
this is
like
the infamous one. Yeah.
Yes.
Is it even?
Yeah.
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 Look at the...
Like, you can hear the, like... What was the intro? It was like... Like, you know, the, like, almost, like, superpower-esque one. And... I don't know.
Now, I'm feeling my eyes are up here now, because I'm just looking at them all, but I'm looking at Niall, so it's really poor placement. Why is that? Oh, because he's sat...
Because he's being carried by everyone.
On a pedestal.
I mean, he's not really on a pedestal, he's being carried by Liam and Harry.
And Louis just there. And Zayn barely there. This is allegedly Zayn.
You know what? It's really held like the test of time.
It looks vintage in like a good way.
Yeah.
So yeah. I don't know why I just kissed my teeth. Doesn't it?
looks vintage.
It's vintage. So we're back with another dilemma for ya. So I'm just gonna read it out, and then we'll just go straight into it. Quotation marks.
Yeah, this is allegedly a Liz.
Do any of you guys, before I go on to it, to address that, do any of you guys ever like watch the blind items on TikTok? If you don't, firstly, have you noticed that they've started to die down because someone got a cease and desist about, I just said that, I just missed out a syllable, but one of the main girls got one. And they're all starting to be like, we will take legal action.
As in the people making the TikToks? Or the people submitting
I think it's the people who... I don't know about Deuxmoi because...
is it not Deuxmoi ones?
There's loads of them. There's so many...
I always thought they were just Deuxmoi ones that were spoken.
There's so many like branches of it, but they got some kind of like, you have to take this down or we're going to sue you, essentially. So now she's like, well, I don't know what to do because like it's not like I'm saying it's this is I'm pulling public information or information other people have told me, so it's like a bit of a difficult one.
Yeah,
but it's essentially this former A-list foreign-born singer was seen with this actor known for XXX, and this is allegedly, you know, I don't know all of those things that I just said. This is allegedly Gigi Hadid and Harry Styles. That's what it is, essentially. And then they have... And the related headline is...
Oh, yeah.
And some of them I'm like... I don't know if you quite relate.
Yeah.
Like, it's just name dropping.
Yeah.
Like, there was this one, allegedly, that it was like... Billie Eilish always wants to be seen alongside Zayn Malik to get his attention. So every time he does something, she does something. And it's like, and the related headline reads, Billie announces her album on the same day that Zayn's announcing his. And every time he donates to something, she donates to something. So it's always like stars such as Billie Eilish, Zayn Malik. And I was like, you're joking.
I was watching a YouTube. Do you remember that Summer? What was her name? Like Summer McKee or something. She's got a stalker.
Oh.
And she posted like a 40-minute video about it. And yeah, that was like a similar thing where like this obviously like unwell man spams her with DMs because he thinks that every time she posts on her story, that's her side of the communication.
Whoa.
And there's like, I don't know how long it was like a year maybe. And like she'll like post on his story and he'll be like, I knew you were also awake. Like, yeah. But it is like, that's actually like a kind of illness, isn't it? When you think someone's speaking to you that they're not. I don't know the correct term.
Yeah, because I saw this TikTok of this girl and it was like, she wouldn't say the name of there was a singer,
I remember this.
Yeah, because she wanted to protect his privacy, but apparently she went through like a really rough spell where, again, every time he was on TV or he had a story or he released music, she thought that it was for her and like everything was a hint or a clue for her specifically.
Them communicating through the TV screen.
Yeah, and I can't remember, did she ever meet him or what?
I'm not sure.
I don't know either, but it's so
like,
interesting.
Not to like spoil Summer's video, but this guy like knew where she lived and like sent her like this is how it started, was they met in a lift and then they like it was just like, you know, small talk in a lift, and then he kept leaving things outside her door and she didn't know who was leaving them. And then the day after Valentine's Day, he left like this parcel of like presents, including 2 cinema tickets for them to go to the cinema together. Everyone was like, I'll be there waiting for you. So then she sent her aunt and her sister, and he was like, yeah, like oh, I must have left it at the wrong door. Like, it's crazy. Like, I'll have to send you the link. Like, it's right up your street, that video.
Well, it's like Drew Barrymore's stalker as well, isn't it?
What, the one that came on the stage and was like, Drew, I need to speak to you.
Yeah, Renee Rapp was
there. Renee blocked her with her whole body.
And then when Renee was on the show, she was like, you're my bodyguard. Like, that was so attractive. Anyway, none of that
not
is
relevant in the slightest.
God knows how that just happened.
Yeah, sorry, guys.
I really don't know what just happened. Something just came over us there. I just love it though.
Forgot the camera was on.
Yeah, kind of. Yeah.
So but everyone's at home like, guys, you've not looked at me in a while.
Yeah, like, guys, like, why is this conversation not relevant to the title that we clicked?
It's giving, like, you know, when you go out with your 2 friends and they start having a conversation, but they're not like explaining like the law, and all of a sudden they're saying like, oh yeah, guess what Jenny did the other day, and they're like, oh my god, no, I can guess. They spoke to like Tom.
Yeah.
And you're there like, who's Jenny, who's Tom? But like, they're not looking at you, so you can't be like, oh, so you just have to sit there and be like.
One more thing about this whole blind items thing is I don't like the speculation about Lana, but I love that they call her the Muse. Everything is the Muse artist, the Muse singer, and I'm like, yes, she is the Muse. Yeah. Even though someone tried to tell us on TikTok the other day
that she wasn't the music industry.
She was not the music industry, which she is. Sorry.
Your truth.
Sue me, arrest me, do whatever. Well, don't sue me. No, cease and desist. So, anyway, I was going to tell you the dilemma for this week, which is, quote, I want to go all out for my birthday, fully indulge and splurge, and feel like I deserve it. My friend thinks it's selfish to set these demands due to costs. Am I wrong to want to celebrate in style? And I didn't stutter once, I don't think.
Yeah, you just did really well reading that.
I wonder if it's because I wrote it out in my own handwriting first. If that would have been on a screen, would we be having problems right now? Maybe.
So we kind of thought we could split this into 2 sections of the podcast. So half would be on the person saying it about their birthday, and then half being about the friend's perspective. Did I phrase that right?
Yeah, definitely.
Starting with the birthday person.
I've said, if you want to be the most cold, clean cut, black and white, matter of fact, you are not wrong to want to celebrate in style. Yeah. How do you feel with me dropping that?
No, I agree. I kind of thought, when I first thought about the scenario, I kind of thought about the fact that birthdays are so stressful, and I think if you just want to do something, you can. I also think that, especially like, obviously I'm not gonna like assume they're like a girl, but also like a lot of the time there's a lot of like shame in like growing up, especially in like women, and like I think for you to find a way to celebrate your birthday that's not going to feel existential, if that's celebrating in style and doing things that you wanted to do, no matter like how like lavish it is, then like, why not?
I started with the exact same point. I feel like we're very... Drop the pen. Feel like we're very in sync here, because I said, your birthday is what you make it. It's the one day that you can dictate the plans and what will make you happy. There's always going to be opinions, but birthdays are rough. It can lead to disappointment. It's a downtime for a lot of people. People, like you said, there's like stigma, but also within yourself, a lot of people just don't like the thought of aging or another year of time going past. So if you can make it a joyous day, no matter how you want that to be, you should be allowed.
Yeah.
And I also said that this whole like lavish, I want to go lavish. So, oh my god, like guys, just put me down. Oh, I got
Weekly
this.
listeners will pick that one up.
Ooh, yeah, the Lord. What was it? Nobody knows. What sounded like what the other day?
Right from the start.
Yeah, my love.
Nobody knows. But let's say like be real type B.
Anyway, yeah. What is lavish? It's very relative. Someone might look at you, you know, I want a meal, and then the night out the next night, and then we're going to go on a spa day, and then we're also going to do mimosa brunch on the Monday morning, whatever. Really good plan.
Yeah, I'm knitting that down.
Not sure where that just came from, but tick, tick, tick. Someone might look at that and think, like, you're doing the most. Someone might be like, yeah, that's just what you do on birthdays.
Yeah.
Every plan you can think of the category, you have to tick it off. Otherwise, it's not your birthday done. Someone might look at that and be like, you don't go on holiday for your birthday?
Yeah.
Like, oh, okay, I do a whole annual leave. I've got a birth week.
I'm renting like a villa for like me and like my entire extended friends and family.
Yeah, so don't start like judging inwards about what you want to do as a first step, because there's opinions either which way.
Yeah.
So if we start with you can do what you want,
Yeah.
matter of fact, you are not wrong.
I also think I kind of read it as like a yay, self-love, like go me situation, because it like you're saying like, oh,
I deserve it.
I think I deserve it, so I want to do this. It's like, yeah,
If you've
why
had
not?
there's some like grueling work going on at the minute, but you've booked off that Friday for your birthday and you've got that long weekend, and you're like, do you know what? I just want to go out. I want to let my hair down. I want to rock and roll. Like, yeah.
Is that how you're feeling with your Friday birthday? Like, is this yeah, you booked the Friday off.
I have in fact booked a Friday off my birthday. I didn't like write this in. Yeah, like if you just want to do that, you might not have a reason. You might just be like, I'm a great person, I deserve it. Why would I not want to deserve it? There can either be this so crazy big notion as to why, or it could just be, this is my day. I was born on this day. No one else was in this whole world. This is mine specifically.
Yeah.
The stars aligned for me to become who I am. Why would we not want to celebrate that? That's a valid point.
I also think I thought about the whole like treat yourself movement there is in like 20-something-year-olds at the moment. Like, we're a sucker for this, you know, like the little treat department.
We love spending money.
Oh my god, you guys.
We don't got it, but we love spending it.
We were sat at a park on Saturday, not that it matters, and we were like, oh god, we're near a lot of restaurants, aren't we? We were like, oh, should we just go for dinner? And then we both just went, God, I just love spending money. Like, I just love it. Like, the experience of, like,
it doesn't have
a nice meal or a little treat.
And this is going back to it's all relative, because we were like, oh, Vapiano's a treat after Primark, a treat. Like, that's so, like, lavish to us. Yeah, it's a treat for you. And we loved it. We're having those dough sticks, having our risotto and pasta, and we're like,
yeah, I just
love it.
I just feel like, and I don't know if this is coming from someone who like didn't used to be like that. Like, when you met me, like, I wasn't really like much of like a lavish person, but I feel like it is such a good habit to have, to like, especially if you're renting and you've got bills to pay or tuition to pay. It's nice to then have these moments where it's like, no, I'm spending money on myself. Like, I want to do that, so I'm doing it. I work hard, So I'm going to spend the money that I get from working hard to do things that I want to do. I think there's no harm in that.
Yeah, like there's no harm in it at the end of the day.
Yeah.
So we're going to get to the friend's perspective way later on. But first of all, if they're making you feel like you're not allowed to do what you want to do, there is a conversation that needs to be had.
Yeah.
Regardless of whether it's a cost thing, whatever.
Yeah.
If they're saying, like, you're doing the most for your birthday, like, that's not it. Like, then that's not
Especially
good.
if you feel, like, vocal about the fact that, like, I just want to celebrate me.
Yeah, like, there's
And
no
then they're
harm
going to
in
be
it.
like, no. It does kind of beg the question of, like, why do you not want to celebrate your friend? Like, why do you not?
Have we got a hater on the cards right now?
A case of hateritis.
Get well soon, bestie. I also said this, I don't really know how to fully articulate this because there's the kind of like, well, we're going from Birthday Girl's perspective. Birthday Girl has given everyone notice. She has set these expectations far in advance. She has given everyone enough time to get their ducks in a row.
Yeah.
You know, it came around to half birthday and she or he said, I want to do this, this and this. Here is 6 months.
We're going to Spain.
Yeah, like
in March.
There's 6 months there. We're gonna do that. I'm telling you this now because I'm aware that money doesn't just like flow in. It's not in abundance. So we all need to, you know, be stringent slightly. Not saying you can't pay rent for 6 months so that we can go for my birthday, but like
if you want to partake,
then this is
how much it's going to cost. This is what we're going to do. RSVP. Let's all save up. Let's all do this together, and it can be a nice holiday for us all.
Yeah, and then Kimberly at the last minute is like, well, I don't have the money for that. That's where I'm a bit
like, where do you expect me to get like £300 in a week?
Yeah, like, mind you, all it had to be was, and you've discussed the fact that at the time they could all do this. You know, if they were like, I'm not going to be able to afford that in 6 months, and then 6 months go by and they're like, I told you I couldn't. But if everyone agreed to it 6 months ago and then suddenly Kimberly's like, but I can't do that.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, but we've
that's
all been...
way more than I was expecting.
Yeah, like, we have the budget tracker and you agreed and you actually signed to say it and you put yippee, I can't wait. Then why are you saying...
Like counting down the days.
Yeah, like you're on the countdown app. You actually chose the emoji for it. Like, why are you now saying like, oh, I don't have the money? Like, what do you mean? Where did it go? Why were you in like Santorini last month then?
Yeah.
Where did that come from? Then, well, that actually might just cause more arguments than it's worth. But in your perspective, if you've set those standards or you just set the tone months ago, you are in your right mind to then be like, I want to carry on doing it. You knew. You chose to not get yourself like prepped.
I don't think like it's in question whether like the birthday plan should go ahead. Like, I think that's like something I think we can say wholeheartedly. I understand that that's on the assumption that there's multiple people going.
Yeah.
But I think to the best of your ability, you shouldn't miss out on doing what you want to do. Just because one person doesn't want to do it. I think that's like, we're very clear, and if you want to do that, you want to spend your money, you want to spend your time, then do it.
Yeah.
With or without the friend. It's just kind of the aftermath of the friend.
Yeah. You're right in the like, it's slightly more nuanced if it's like just you and the friend.
Yeah, if you turned around and was like, actually, I don't want to go pottery painting, I would have been like, oh, my birthday's on a Monday, like everyone else is working. I've not asked anyone to book it off, so I guess I'll just go sit in Victoria Park on my own and paint a plate.
Yeah, that creates more of a situation of if I said, you know, I can't afford pottery painting, you're either enjoying this with a friend or you are going alone. And then if that's stripping the plan of what it is, because you were thinking, I'm going with Kimberly, we're going to get a couple of drinks in, pottery painting, these are going to be our bestie plates, like, I can't wait. And then she's like, no. Was like, what, you want bestie plate on your own? You might feel very like fulfilled by that as well. You can do it on your own, but I'm assuming you don't want to.
Yeah, you've invited a friend because you want a friend there.
Yeah. Yes. But if it is like a big group situation, I've said that you are, if you go about it in a polite way, because at the end of the day, money is like a tough topic, and no one wants to either come across like they don't care about your financial situation because it's my day, like that kind of thing, or they like lack empathy, or like they just don't know. You can't act like naive about it of like, well, everyone has money, of course we can do that, like, I don't know what you're on about. But you know, she's on £4 an hour
Yeah.
when you're on £10 an hour. Like, there's obviously going to be the difference of you might work similar, but you have more each hour and things like that. But if you're going about it in the right way, I've said, if you go, you know, if you can't afford it, you can't come, you've invited enough people. This is the day I refuse to consider other people in my concerns. You are valid. I don't know if I could be so, like, brash.
Yeah, like, okay, just, like...
Don't come there.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
Like, this is down to a differing of how you go about situations.
I don't know how I would respond. If I had a group dinner and one person said I can't afford it, I think you would have to keep going. I'm kind of thinking I've never really been like a group dinner, birthday plan person. But what I'm thinking is we used to host birthday parties. And if someone was like, oh, I can't afford the train, I actually think I probably would have like helped them pay for it. But also, the party wouldn't have stopped.
Yeah.
So I think you just have to be like, oh no. I think what I would do is I would be like, oh, like I'm sorry to hear that. Like, no hard feelings, we'll do something else. I think that's how, in reality, I would handle that.
Yeah.
However, I didn't do this. For my birthday, I didn't invite anyone to anything because I just didn't want to have to handle it. Like, for, like, candid, all things on the table, it was me and Liz because, like, yeah.
It's less people to consider,
like,
isn't it?
Yeah, I was like, I am not fussed about spending my day with anyone, really. I'm not really in the mood for, like, let's all hang out. I didn't need it. And I was like, why would I invite people, make them spend money when I can just not?
If you get the same experience with less people and less pressure.
Yeah.
But then if you want to go big and bold.
Yeah, and if you want people there, then obviously, but at the same time, you just can't, if you don't want to have the conversation, you don't want to talk about money, then the easy way to not have that is just to not invite people.
I think, okay, if I had like 8 people at a dinner, it was a pretty pricey dinner because, you know, it was a milestone birthday. This person hasn't specified whether, like, how close in the friendship group it is, because if it's someone that I'm close with, but, you know, we always talk about this whole, like, what kind of friend are you thing, and this was your gym friend, but you were like, you know what, I'm having like a big shebang, so I'll invite all my different kinds of friends, but gym friend can't come because of money. I would maybe be like, that's, like, you know what, we'll do something else. We'll get a coffee after gym. We'll go get a smoothie after gym next time. Like, that's enough, like, honestly. But then if it was you, and this is where it's a different opinion, because if it was you, I'd be like, what, can I help pay?
Yeah.
Because I know if vice versa, if other situations are like that, and it would be at some point. And it's
also, like, you're aware that you want to do the thing, and it might be out of budget for that person. So, for example, if I wanted to go see an artist on my birthday and the tickets were like really expensive and you were like, oh, I probably wouldn't actually spend more than like £60, but the tickets were £75, I'd be like, well, I'll pay the extra.
Yeah.
Because, like, that's your budget, that's fair, you're not super fussed about going. It's my birthday, I want to go and I want someone to go with, so I'll pay a portion. But if it was like a group thing and Caitlin was like, nah, I'm not fast, I'd be like, all right, Caitlin, that's fine.
It's always
like, don't worry about it. Like, you don't have to go.
Caitlin messaged us in one of the other episodes. We were always talking about her. She was like, guys, like, I know we know each other, but when you bring up my name, it gives me shivers.
Like, we've just kicked Caitlin out of my birthday plans on the podcast.
So sorry, Katie. Yeah, if you are going very lavish with it, but I've said lavish again. Lavish. What am I trying to say? Savage?
Large?
Maybe you live it large or something.
I actually would pay Caitlin's difference.
Yeah,
but I don't know why I just said that. But you know what I mean. You get the gist.
If your budget allows, can you give people not a helping hand, but if you're wording it as, I want to do this, I'll pay. This sounds like it would come from me, because if I felt that strongly about doing something, I'd be like, I want to do this. I don't want to go alone. I'd rather pay for you all to come. It's in my budget this moment. Well, don't stress it.
Liz currently owns both 2 Reading and Leeds tickets And also 3 Girl in Red tickets that nobody has paid her for because she just wants to... So, like, this makes sense why she's saying this.
I'm a buy now, think later. I always have been, like, a little bit. Like, it's not like I just won the lottery, but I'm very much of that. If I want to do something, I'll do it now. I feel in my heart money will return at some point. Like life. Like, I have to have that mentality to go on, and that is it. So, take it back to when it's my birthday, which is coming up. If Girl in Red was on my birthday and I wanted to go and you were like, yeah, I like her, but only enough to pay like 20, but it was 30, I'd be like, I'll do it. I don't care. Like, just come with me. I don't want to stand there on my own. Like, it's my birthday. I don't want to be there on my birthday evening jumping
But then you
around.
don't have to do that. If you wanted to go to Girl in Red and you had a birthday group chat and you messaged me, everyone's already agreed to the dinner, and then you were like, oh, but after Girl in Red's actually doing the show, let's all go. And like, your gym friend was like, no, I don't like, let's just a bit out of my budget. That's fine. Like, I'll still see you at the meal.
I'm just so chronically like, I don't know the word because I don't think it's quite empathy, but like, I feel so bad for people so quickly. Like, fictional characters, even like one misfortune can happen to when one little misfortune happens to Kami in The Bear, like, it really upsets me. Like, his face, like, I can't handle like pain of other people.
When it zooms in on his face, you start like,
yeah, like, I hate, well, I suppose this is empathy then, is what I'm trying to get at, but like in a different way. I don't like that, but like, I suppose like, I feel so like if I was in that situation and everyone was going to this thing that I couldn't afford, and then everyone was just like, see ya then, we'll see you on the other side, and no one gave any like, oh no, like, what if, like, because I would give the what ifs, like, I couldn't, but then you're allowed to. Like, no one's saying
like,
you
your
have
birthday's
to.
kind of the one day where like you don't have to think about it.
Yeah,
like,
because
if you want to do that, do that.
You don't have to, and this is gonna sound so harsh, you don't have to finance your friend's life. At the end of the day, for better or for worse, you know, you want to, presumably, maybe, because you are a friend, but if we're going back to, and we have done in previous weeks, of like, everyone is the main character of their own life, you don't have to be picking up like the slack for other people. You don't have to be paying for them to experience something. If luck would have it, they can't go. They can't go, and
it's like, you
tough.
wouldn't if this weekend Girl in Red had a concert and you just put it on your close friend story and was like, who wants to come, and someone voted no, you wouldn't be like, God, I'll pay for you. Like, I think that goes back to the whole responsibility of like, it's my birthday, I'm hosting, I need to make sure everyone has a good time. But like, in day-to-day life, like, you wouldn't care if your gym friend can go to Girl in Red. Like,
so why, just because it's your birthday, do you feel like the pressure almost that you have to,
it's
like,
not their
have
birthday. If they don't want to go or can't afford to go, don't.
And if it was their birthday and you couldn't go, what would they do? Like,
although
I don't think everything you should do
has to be reflected.
Has to like be a, would this come back to me, whatever. But if you want to think of it like that, and you kind of have to weigh it up, would gym friend pay for your meal? No. So unless you really feel so strongly that you want her to be there, you don't have to pay for gym girl's meal. But if it's your best friend, if it's Kimberly, then maybe you do want to. Because you value
and if
her
you
presence.
know that you have more of an income than Kimberly.
It's like the whole, this is not the same situation, but a similar like division of the whole, like, when two people in a relationship buy a flat and they don't pay equal 50-50, they pay the proportion based on how much they earn. So if you guys are going to a restaurant, and it's not quite the same with friendship, if you guys are going to a restaurant and like, you've been like to me, I'll help you out a little bit, pay like proportionally what you've made this week, and I'll just top it up. If the other person wants to accept that, again, they don't have to. Which is another thing. And another thing is, in that case of, and this is what I feel like it's a good transition onto the friend's perspective. If you said to me, all good, I got you, I don't have to say yes to that. I could be like, whilst I appreciate that, I know I can't pay you
It's
back
going
in
to
the
be a
next...
£60 meal.
Yeah, I can't pay you back in the next 6 months. I would rather not go than have that, like, looming over my head.
Yeah,
because
I don't want you spending money on your birthday, but I can't afford it.
Yeah, and then that's kind of, I guess, on the friend to make that decision of, like, how they feel about it. Because some people would take that as, like, oh, I'm not your charity case or whatever. I think it's just a nice gesture from a friend, and if you would also do that back, then, like, feel so inclined to take it. But I guess that's how we get onto the friend's
like
perspective.
if we were in a case of, like, one of us was earning, like, loads more than the other, I think we would both accept, like, the difference.
Well, I basically...
I always have loans to a Liz.
I basically said to you, this was whilst the lawyer thing was happening, so don't know where this will take it now. I was this, like, my hands look like this, so yours can look like this, like, in training. So I was like, the second I'm that big shot lawyer, I'll fund our whole lives. You won't have to pay a penny for anything. However, 17 grand of debt. Oh, how the tables have turned. But yeah, like, if yeah, I don't know. No, I just so, like, went on my own tangent then forgot my original point. But yeah, the friend's perspective. And saying the friend, this is, again...
Allegedly.
Wow, I've said it's quite reminiscent of an episode of Friends. Because...
But you're going to be like, this is allegedly the friend in the question. Like, I didn't know we were going on to Friends.
Yeah, well, I didn't realise we were saying they were Friends so much, but it's like the episode of Friends where, and I think it was concert tickets, actually. It was like Monica, Ross and Chandler were all like, yeah, cool, tickets. And in the same episode, they were all out for a meal and they were like, well, let's just split 6 ways, that's fine. And Joey, Rachel and Phoebe, the ones who were earning considerably less, were like, that's not fair, because they split their meal 6 ways entirely, but Joey had I think the phrase was like, teeny pizza was what Phoebe said, because that's all he could afford.
Oh, I hate this.
Yeah.
Unless it's like my close friends, you know, if it was like you or Caitlin, you know, like at that point I'm like, I don't care. Split it 3 ways, it evens out at some point. But when it's someone who you don't spend a lot of time or money with, I hate not splitting the bill with what you've ordered.
Yeah.
Because I know me as a person, what I'm ordering isn't going to be the most expensive thing on the menu because of me as like an eater. Like,
well, yeah, because
I don't order like fancy things.
We're quite like somewhat level in it. We'll have the same drink probably.
Yeah.
If one of us is getting pasta, it's probably pasta night, so we're both having it and then we'll share it out or something. I cannot deal with if I was to get so for instance, if I was getting like a little Caesar or like a little pizza or something, steak.
Yeah.
No, like I'm not paying
even like
half.
sometimes like, you know, if you like order like pizza with like a group of people and like I know I've just got a margarita with jalapenos on, but you've just gotten like the current special, and that's the difference of like I've just spent probably like like a tenner and you've just spent £15. Like that is a big difference when you're not spending money with that person a lot. Like with us,
It's not that deep, yeah.
but it's like when it's someone who you don't know, or you know, if it was like, yeah, if it was your friend's birthday meal and this person you don't even know has just ordered a steak and you've ordered a Caesar salad.
Yeah, and they've already said, like, say birthday girl was like, okay, I've already put my card down for the tab, we'll just split it, just send it me at the end. And then you can see Rachel in the corner getting her third cocktail when you're getting tap water because you were like, okay, I'll go, but, you know, I'm going to keep it frugal. Then I'm not going to have a starter and I'm just going to have this main and no dessert and just water.
Yeah.
But someone's ordered the Chateaubriand, like the sharing steak for 2 that's more expensive. Because Rachel...
What?
Miller and Carter pour.
The sharing platter for 2.
Yeah, like this big steak, like... Oh, that mean big mistake. Like, for one, because Rachel's feeling hungry, which, like, fine, but okay, Rachel, pay for your sharing steak, and I'll pay for my
Is that actually what she got?
No, not in Friends.
Oh,
sorry, I
sorry.
shouldn't use Rachel. Rachel got, like, a salad, Phoebe got, like, a salad, and Joey got little tiny pizza. And then the others got everything else. And they had a big argument between them. They were completely divided, and they were like, we can't pay above our means. And then in the concert tickets thing, I think probably Ross. If it wasn't, it's fine. But if it was Ross, he was like, well, we'll just pay. But it was so like a nonchalant, not a like, I understand what you mean. Can I just help you out? He was just like, no, we'll just pay. Like, it's fine. We've got the money. And they were like, no, like, it's not the point. Like, you're not listening to what I'm saying. You're just throwing money at it. But we can't live above our means. And a lot of people can't.
Yeah.
So when you're saying, like, if you've just got the pizza with the jalapenos, like, yeah, it's a £3 difference.
Yeah. But, like, that was my tube there.
Yeah, like, that actually means something.
Yeah.
Like, when you're on a budget or a student or young or realistically any age.
Yeah, living in London.
Yeah, and you just want to understand where your money's going and it's going into thin air because, like, yeah, if that extra £3 went on my food, I got the garlic bread on the side. Fair enough, I chose that. But if it went somewhere else, then no.
Yeah, it's really hard. And I think as someone who I get very financially stressed, I feel like I can really, like, sympathise with the friend in this scenario, because I feel like it's not necessarily that you don't want to celebrate the friend, as it may seem when you're first like, I don't want to spend that. It might not even be that you have the money but you don't want to spend it on that meal. You've not picked that meal. Like, I know, for example, if you were like, I know that I only let myself have one meal out a week, and if I go to this steak restaurant, I have to get a vegan burger that's going to be £15, but that's not the meal out I want. I was going to go for pasta. Do you know what I mean? Like,
this is giving steak hatred, but it's a good
one.
I
know. It's an easy thing to say because it's like, I don't want to go to, like, for example, like when my parents come down, they'll go to a steak restaurant and they won't invite me because they're like, what? You don't need to be there. But it's like I understand that because it's not your birthday. You don't want to spend the time or money, especially if you're going to be sat at a table with people you don't know. And I think in adult life, like, why do I need to know your work friend?
Yeah.
It's nice and I'll do it if it's, like, convenient, but also, like, if it's inconvenient, if it's going to cost me money, I'm going to be sat next to, like, Jenny from accounts for, like, 4 hours and I'm not even really going to see you. I'm just going to be small talking your work friends. Why though?
Yeah, like, if you said to me, like, I really want to go on, like, a cheese tasting experience, like, just I really got it in my mind, cheese tasting with the girls, and it's actually, like, you know, if it was, like, £5 entry, I'd be like, okay, I'll just go, like, it's fine. Yeah. But if it was, and it's probably not fun. Yeah, it's more likely going to be about 30 because it's cheese, and cheese is a, you know, in this economy, right? So
if I know dairy the way I know dairy as a vegan,
like, I know the price of cheese. It's cheaper than my cheese, that's all I know. But yeah, like, I'm going to be like to you, like, I can't afford that and I don't care. Yeah. Don't ask me to the cheese tasting experience. Like, I'd even go as far as wine tasting. Don't invite me.
Well, it's like, for example, when you went to see Billy, I wasn't not invited. I'm sure you did invite me, but I was like, I don't care enough to spend the money on it. I was like, right now, I just can't justify it.
Yeah, but like, then Jack... different. You were like,
Jack was.
It's the same thing, but I'm gonna do it. Like, I'll tag not tag along. You were a tag along, but like, I'll go.
Yeah, and I found a cheaper way to do it, so we could be in the same place but spend less money.
That's crazy.
But yeah, I think it's easy to sit there and be like, it's your birthday, so you can do what you want. But it's also like, it's not her birthday.
If you've got like such a tailor-made plan, and then the other person just isn't that fussed, they are allowed to be like, I can't afford it, I don't want to live above my means, and I don't have to bankrupt myself for your day.
Yeah, this was my next thing, sorry.
That's okay.
Do you want to finish your point?
No, all I was going to say was, our birthdays are about 7 weeks apart. Yeah. If you said to me, I want to go on this all-inclusive trip for my birthday, and it was somewhere that I'd probably like, I just hate, for whatever reason, I just hate the area, I don't want to go there. But I knew I wanted
I want to go Birmingham.
Yeah, no hate to Birmingham. But I'm right.
I was like, you know what I really want to do? I want to go to a weekend away in Birmingham.
I really want to go to the Bullring. But like, I don't care for Bullring. But like, in 7 weeks' time when it's my birthday, I know I want to go to Liverpool. And I can only afford one of these things to do in style. I'd be like to you, like, I can't like bankrupt me when there's other things going on in my life. Yeah. Even random.
I mean, I feel like whenever money becomes a conversation, it feels like you don't want to invest in our friendship. But I think it goes back to the idea that you don't need to spend loads of money to celebrate your friends or their birthday.
That was my next point too.
Oh, look at us.
Oh.
Like, I feel like it can be really frustrating if your friends approached you and said, oh, I want to go to a steak restaurant for my birthday, and you turned around and you were like, oh, I really appreciate the invite, however, that's not my kind of thing. I'm also like currently saving up for my birthday next week. Like,
valid.
Like, it's not my kind of thing. And they were like, well, like, that's how I want to celebrate. I want to celebrate in style. And if you don't want to do that, then like, you don't want to celebrate me. I'd be like, but like, why don't we do something else? Like, why do we need to do the steak restaurant to celebrate you? Like, I've made you a cake.
Yeah. My like thoughts with this was, if someone said that to me like, oh, that means you don't want to celebrate me, here's my response. It's not just the meal, it's the drinks, it's the taxi, it's the present. Birthday girl can't pay as well, so then that puts like the extra like 20% on top. The group also wants to get you flowers. It's not just the fact that it is the meal.
Yeah.
There is other expenses that you do have to like consider.
The amount of drinks that get drunk on a birthday meal is insane. Like, that is expensive. Like, it's not just the meal, it's like a drink when you get there, a drink with your meal, a drink after your meal, a drink at the bar after. It really does add up.
So like you saying like, oh, just come for the meal, it's not as easy as that. And yeah, like, should you be in a situation where people are peer pressuring you to drink more? If you're like, I just want water and that's that, like, we're hoping that you're in a situation where you can be quite vocal about what you want out of it as well. But this person could turn around and say to you like, well, maybe you should value me more than material things. Like, I can't give you the meal right now because I don't have the money. I would think if I said that to you, you'd be like, that's fine, I understand if you can't come on this like night out or whatever. You're not like a night out person and you don't want to spend £50 on that. However, I've offered you a matcha the next day because I can give you £4 for a matcha. Happy birthday. That should be where you're valuing the friendship and the fact that they're making effort.
And you can celebrate it in another way.
Yeah, like, they are still prioritising you for your birthday. They're still giving you like a nice time. It might be separate from your big lavish plan. I would maybe even think, this is just me, could be you as well, like, extend the birthday. Now I got an extra plan out of it. Like, that's not too bad. It's not bad getting a free matcha or something. Or even if they can't give you anything, just how about we do a little spa day at home instead?
Yeah, we could do a sleepover.
Yeah, I'll take annual leave, come round, we'll make a cake together because I've got the ingredients already. Or like, pick your favourite movie and we'll put it on.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
Yeah, not to like close up because I don't know where you are with your points, but I was kind of thinking like, as a step forward solution to the situation, I think it is kind of this like, agree to disagree. Oh, sorry.
Oh, she's trying to hold my hand. No, it wasn't even in the
thing. You got away with it. Agree to disagree if it's like caused a bit of tension. I think it's kind of like, I personally wouldn't be upset if someone couldn't afford my birthday meal, but I can understand that you're upset because you had this image in your head that all of your friends were going to be there. We were all going to drink 5 cocktails each and this and that. I understand why you're upset. However, I can't justify it. Why don't we go for a bagel instead? Like, why don't we do this instead? I think there's nothing more annoying than someone cancelling plans and not trying to, like, do something else. You know, I can't make it, but why don't we do this? You know, that's how friendships move forward. That's how plans get made, is the compromise and be like, but I still want to see you and I still want to celebrate your birthday. Why don't we do this? The problem, and this goes to, like, both sides, is if the person was like, I can't afford that, but have a nice day. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it doesn't need to be an argument. I don't think you need to fall out with friends over birthday meals or making plans or even really money. Like, that shouldn't be a problem. But I think the solution is the compromise and the kind of finding that grey area where, like, you can still do something and celebrate them because you can put, like, birthday candles in their bagel and everyone in B-Bagel can sing happy birthday.
Birthday bagel.
Like, that can be your, like... Just do that. That could be your, like, in between. Do you know, like, you can celebrate lavishly without spending loads of money if you don't have that.
Yeah, I've said like similarly that there's clearly like a misalignment of your
Yeah.
hierarchy of needs. Like this
Yeah.
person wants like a big blowout, that's fine. This person could do without it because that's not in their needs
Yeah.
right now. Like their needs are rent bills.
Yeah.
Or even
Saving.
yeah, you don't have to be, you know, on the line of poverty to not go out for this
Yeah.
person. You could have a bit of money, but you know that, you know, in the next few months you're putting a deposit down on something.
You're getting ready for HS4.
Yeah, or you're getting ready for HS4. That might be a conversation with your friend that might not go the way you want it though. And yeah, so I said your options at the end of the day is she can't come and you carry on, or you do change your plans. That is an option, because whilst you can be like, don't rain on my parade, I'm standing my ground. If you can't come, you be annoyed.
Yeah.
You know, if you are fine with hearing about these anecdotes and, you know, open up Instagram, see all the pictures from the night, you can deal with that, that's fine, don't come. But if you're like, oh, you know, the fact that she can't come, like, kind of does change the vibe for me. Because if I had a group of people and you couldn't go, if like you and Caitlin both said to me, can't go, that would change my entire outlook of the whole thing.
You know, even if I was to make plans and you and Caitlin were like, I don't know if that's what you think it's going to be. I'd be like, yeah, fair. Like, let's like find something. I want everyone to have fun.
Yeah.
But then that's us as people. Is that like
too accommodating, maybe?
I don't think it's too accommodating, but I think we find more pleasure in the other people having fun, and I think we have lived enough friendships to know where to balance it, where like you can still have fun and do what you want to do, but without having other people be miserable there. I think.
Yeah, if they really don't want to, or you just be like, if you're really not going to enjoy it, you take that first step and be like, just don't come. Like,
Yeah.
it's fine, we'll carry on. Because if the other option is we cancel the whole thing and do something else, I would also feel if I was the reason, you're not really, but like if you said I can't go, so then it all got cancelled, I would probably take the stance of, I can handle a bit of FOMO, you still do it.
Yeah.
I would rather a bit of FOMO that like I can hear about after and be like, God, I wish I was there, but it sounds fun, than like make everyone miss out on this potentially really good night. And that's again a like how different people perceive different situations.
I think we tend to kind of end these scenarios by being like, if it's not working, then you're clearly just different people. But I don't think that is the case here. I think putting the rumours to rest, we don't just think you need to like break up with your friends. I think it's a case of like, you need to communicate, you need to work through it, and you need to find something else to do, and like find that kind of
Common
middle of the
ground.
Venn diagram.
Yeah, I've said
Venn diagram?
Venn
diagram.
diagram. It's giving lavage. I said this isn't worth a potential bust up. Not that she's going to punch you, but it's not worth whatever it might turn into.
Yeah.
Because money troubles can make things turn ugly really quickly. You both need to empathise with the other person.
Because all of a sudden it's getting like, wow, like
Why'd you go shopping last week then?
we got too mean with it and the camera battery ran out.
But yeah, you don't... I wonder how much it got in. The whole dad's paying movement. It can get very petty very quickly. And this is a little feature for those that are watching us. At some point you have to...
Oh my god, we're so cringe. Like, that TV show was trendy so long ago.
We just finished The Bear.
Yeah.
So for those who were listening, I did whatever that truce thing that Sydney and The Bear, Carmi do. Like, you are going to have to call a truce, meet in the middle, do something, walk away from it in whatever situation. Even if it's agree to disagree, you can move on. And when it's brought up, because it will be, because it seems like it's going to be, you know...
The birthday.
Yeah, like the night of the whole year, you need to get to a point where that can be brought up and it's not a like, oh, like, sorry, I didn't realise you were here, didn't realise that we can talk about it.
Yeah, like, oh, sore topic.
Yeah,
Because also you don't want your friend's birthday to be a sore topic or like a conversation that you have to like tread on eggshells about. Like, you don't want that. No one wants that.
Yeah, that is then awkward. And although like you might feel like, fine, we won't talk about it, like, you know that that's going to end up coming up in like uglier ways later. So yeah, either you decide that you'll celebrate differently, or you'll go, there'll be a payment or something will work its way out, or you decide, and this is like, I don't know if we could do it as friends, but you don't celebrate birthdays together. Because some friends don't. They're not the kind that go out with each other for birthdays. And if you can maturely get to that place to preserve the friendship, or at least until financial situations resolve itself or present itself, then that's good. My big don't, and I've literally put in capital letters, don't just go ahead without confirmation of what's going down. Because,
what do you mean I don't go to the plan unless you like have a communication?
Yeah, so this is to the birthday girl. If she said to you,
I can't afford it.
I can't afford it. I mean, side note, she has called you selfish, so you might want to address that.
Yeah.
But, you know, she's been like, can't afford it. And you just kind of like left it as that. And she thought you were going to have a, you know, open and honest convo. But you just kind of thumbs up reacted.
You made the group chat without
her. And I said, she thinks you've cancelled the whole thing. She goes on Instagram story. Boom, Ivy Asia. Oh my god, imagine it. I don't know why I sounded...
Imagine it.
Imagine it.
Okay. I am following you.
Like, you need to have communicated in some way that when it gets to the day, everyone knows what's going down, because if there's miscommunication, that it's going to end up 10 times worse.
Yeah, absolutely.
So I said, bottom line, hear her out. But she also does have to hear you out. You can dictate it to an extent, but with compassion.
Yeah.
Because it is your birthday at the end of the day. Everything we said at the beginning
does still stand. If you want to do what you want to do it. But you need to not be a mean person about it.
Yeah, like, don't let other people dim your sparkle. You're the main character. All this, yada, yada, yada. It is still true. You can do your plan. You don't have to cancel it. But if you want to take the, like, more empathetic route and deal with that might preserve the friendship a bit more.
Yeah.
Then, like, cool, see ya. You have a nice Friday night alone. But we're painting the town red.
Yeah. And we're all like getting pictures. It's going to be like our Facebook cover photo forever, and you're not in them.
Yeah, because that's your friend's villain origin story right there. Like, well and truly.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I just ended it by simply going, happy birthday.
Happy birthday.
And that's that. Who would have thought that we could talk about one topic for that long?
Yeah, sorry guys.
Didn't see that coming. Our aim was to make these episodes slightly shorter, but it seems with one dilemma we can just keep going. Who would have thought? But I hope you've enjoyed this last hour.
I hope you liked it. Hope we've like provided some insight.
I think
Let us know if you disagree.
Yeah, because whilst this is quite specific of that scenario, this probably comes up a lot.
Even if it's just like Saturday night plans.
Yeah, like, wasn't life easier? Wait, I don't know if I'm speaking from experience or not, but just to like, yeah, this is what's said. Wasn't life easier when like you just have a kids party when you're younger and you wouldn't have to deal with it? Like, your parents just would.
Yeah, I bet your parents were stressed.
Yeah.
Like, imagine budgeting a kid's birthday party.
Yeah, because question, if your kid is having a party, do you pay for every kid?
I think that's the big debate.
Oh. I wouldn't know.
I think the done thing, and probably when we were kids, is yes.
You pay for every
kid. But I think
nowadays,
with like recession and such, I think there's more of a debate on like
who pays.
Because, you know, I keep seeing these people on TikTok being like, am I wrong to charge my kids' friends' parents for dinner when they come over?
I saw that.
But I think like our parents are the kind of parents, because we're this type of people where they'd just be like, well, at some point they'll do the same thing. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and
I think it depends who you surround yourself with. Like, we work as friends because we have just coincidentally been brought up in very similar ways with very similar attitudes. But you could have friends who haven't been brought up like that.
Yeah, this is showing how brain rot we are, that it's always TikTok. But I saw this TikTok and I really like agree with what she said. And she was like, I don't have spare money. However, I will always spend money on other people because my dad would always do that, she said. Like, would always, even if they weren't the most well-off family, if the friend came over, went out for a meal, he's paying for it.
Yeah.
And now that's instilled into her, and I have that same like mentality. fine if you don't, but I think that's why we've reached these conclusions that we have.
Yeah.
That are my first
Because I just think at some point it will balance out.
Yeah, my first instinct is like, how can I help you? How can we like build this up together instead of like picking sides, I suppose.
Yeah.
But then if you just want to go ahead, do your night out, like it's actually fine.
Yeah, it's not that deep.
You get your shampoo.
Like sometimes you don't need to just think so much.
Yeah, but we just thought for an hour. You know what we are? Thought daughters.
Yeah.
Brain rot.
It's a good TikTok, we should make that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, we're gonna go because
So-
Becky needs to go live her life and stop editing.
And we need to go eat some pizza. It's pizza night. So yeah, if you are watching us, subscribe, share, comment, like, hey, do we look pretty today? And if you are listening to us, rate it, again, share it, comment, follow, all that. And do we sound alright?
Yeah, send this to someone who you're inviting to your birthday.
Send this
I'm only gonna send it to you.
Send this to someone you won't be inviting to your birthday.
Yeah.
And
And let us know what you're doing for your birthday. Like, what is your like dream birthday?
I feel like people are getting a whole lot more creative with what they do now.
Yeah.
Like we've gone down the like it's a concert or it's a restaurant, but people will do a whole array of. Some people go climbing now. Mic drop. Some people go climbing for their birthday.
Really?
Yeah. Oh, are you telling me one of my brothers wouldn't? Hell yeah, they
Well,
would.
like, but invite all of their friends climbing.
Maybe. Who can climb the fastest? I don't know. I've never been.
It's been real, guys.
Have a
Thanks
nice,
for watching
nice
or listening.
weekend.
Yeah, have a nice weekend. We'll see you soon.
See you through the grapevine. Is that the phrase?
Yeah.
See ya then on that grapevine.
Bye. Bye, guys. Bye.
Love ya.